All right, Ray, listen to me. Ray's guide. If you don't know who this guy is, kind of reminds me of my dad a little bit chastising, passive-aggressive guilt, but an amazing voice. By the way, Ray says he does not use a modifying thing for his voice. I said on the last video that perhaps he's using some type of voice modulation, increasing the bass perhaps to make my ears ring with ASMR goodness. Ray did comment quickly thereafter, and he said it's unfortunate that the highlight that you had reduced down to a bunch of giggles. And I was like, wow, that's exactly what my dad would say. You know, that's exactly what my dad would say. And then the comment kind of got into like this murky situation where I was like, is Ray throwing me some shade? And I said, God, just like my father. Just like my father. And so, Ray, you're like my daddy. And let me tell you something. I've missed you. Thank you for being back in my life. Let's watch.
Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. My usual target for videos is 8 to 10 minutes, with 6 to 12 at the outliers. So I'm going to combine two subjects into this one. The first, because I don't have that much to say about it. The second, because it doesn't deserve to have that much more attention given to it
there's an Avenger
over
One
what
bird
it
in
has
this.
already undeservedly gotten. So, 1. Inside Star Citizen on mining changes. In general, kudos to all these changes, and my only disappointment at the episode was there wasn't a word about either the Orion or the Expanse. Considering how long everything else about mining has been in the game.
All right. Listen, just a constructive criticism. It's very distracting to seeing this. I understand he's trying to be like, hey, I want to spotlight and that's cool. He's spotlighting, but I feel like it can be done like, you know, as an intro, like, boom, here's everybody. Because now I feel like he's just bragging. Like, Ray, don't take offense. My father would take offense, so he's probably taking offense. But this is constructive criticism now. And all the like, you know, the copious amounts of love here, it does make me jelly, right? But I have my own. Here they are. I love them.
Yes, sir.
I'd also like to give them applause now. Scroll, everyone. Scroll against him. Scroll, everyone, while he's talking. I want to see more scrolling over here.
Owners have been
Let's
waiting
beat
for
him
so long
right now.
and don't even get a nod
with
to
the
their
life that
existence.
you have in you.
It's
Scroll.
really kind of cruel. My main thought about the segment was how it impacts what I've been saying about Hull
Oh my
C and
God, you
cargo
guys are
routes.
losing. You're
What
losing
you might
to
say,
him.
this was an
You're losing to raise. You're losing to raise. Like my father would beat me too. He always beat me at chess. Beat Ray.
episode
Everyone
about mining.
beat Ray now. Beat
Yes,
him.
but it was also an episode about materials. What I've been saying about the Hull C is that its massive capacity and economies of scale, combined with the limited number of places that it could stop, that it would create a hub and spoke system of materials management through the verse. Individual points of consumption and production would get materials to and from the big cargo platforms, and there would be large balancing shipments to manage excess inventory and shortage between those big cargo distribution centers, the thick yellow lines on this diagram, and the realm of the Hull Seas. Except as the way Stanton was created, we at first only had Crusaders' moons, so every point of supply had to have a corresponding point of demand within Crusaders' moons.
It's a whiny day.
As Stanton
Elsie's
expanded
already
to the other planets, new
Starlet, are you banning up with Elsie right now? You're going to give me a double shame. You're both shaming me today. Telling me that I'm nothing but whiny. Listen, I have a very difficult life. Thank you very much. I have a very difficult life.
sources of supply and demand were added to the planets
What's up,
and moons
Badger?
without
Welcome
going
to the
back
fam.
and recreating the whole table.
It's-
Each of the subsequent planets
Are you saying that I'm not qualified? Wait, hold on a second. I'm going to cry right now. She's saying I'm just all about the quantity. All about the quantity and no quality. This level of entertainment right now does not give you any type of satisfaction. Are you saying you'd like to listen to the smooth melatones of Ray over just the experience that is DG? Is that what you're saying? Has this become a DG versus Ray video? God, just like my father. I'm pitted up right against my father all over again. Ray, seriously, you are so my father. He is so my father.
and it's therefore also had
Damn
a
it.
balanced set of supply and demand for commodities. So there
What's
really
up,
isn't
Army?
much need for anything
Welcome
to
back.
travel
Welcome
on
back
those thick
to
yellow
the
lines.
home, to your house.
And if you're still doing trading, you will know that most of your
Sukasa.
routes are moon to planet and planet to moon.
He's like
now,
my Darth
with this
Vader.
rebalance of commodity
Or am I Darth?
locations, all this changes.
Have distinct locations now.
within Stanton. For example, aluminum you can only find around Crusader, where copper you can only find around Microtech.
I know.
So you now have things moving on the yellow routes. Using the example, the big hull C's carrying loads of aluminum from Orison to Port Tressler and returning laden with copper. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this little part of the changes wasn't driven by mining at all, but by the cargo missions. Now,
Yeah, I
part
can see
2,
that.
hacker hysteria. When I first saw Avenger One's video,
Here comes the burn. I'm hearing that Ray's putting down the fatherly burn on Avenger One, so I'm very interested in this. Sketch was talking about this. Sketch was talking about this in the Look at This DG section. I want to hear Ray going at Avenger One, the burn.
I thought perhaps he was trying to prank the community with these scraps of footage, a lot of it quite old, combined with mountains of QAnon-style innuendo and scary predictions of doom. But since everybody else is taking it seriously, I have to take it seriously.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Whoa. Ray. That was one. That was that passive aggressive. That's exactly what my father would have done. Damn, dude. Damn.
Seriously, too. At least for a few minutes.
Damn.
Because
Ray.
I don't know whether cheaters will be the end of Star Citizen, but I do know what will be a disaster, and that is that everyone, when they lose, goes around falsely accusing everybody else of being a hacker or a cheater.
Yeah, that happens,
because
right?
that will poison the community.
Dude, that's just kiddos.
And frankly, Avenger One, from his personal experience, ought to know exactly how much poison it can be. So why is he going around with this insinuation
I'm gonna tell you
that he
about
really
Avenger
was
One,
justified in
dude.
accusing people of cheating? And not only that, but in his conclusions say that we all have to go around accusing people of cheating in order to somehow save the game. So sure, if you see something suspicious...
Listen. Avenger One is an entertainer, right? Like, so Avenger One, I don't know his sordid past. I heard that he had done, like, some sketch things in EVE Online, and he was, like, not being a nice dude in that, and then he went to Star Citizen, and then got out and went to some other title and blah, blah, blah. I just saw basically like the surface of these conversations that I'm seeing about Avenger One pop up after this video. I'm not doing the investigation on it. I don't want to take that kind of time out. I got a life. You know what I'm saying? But the things that are interesting to me, when we watched that Rings video, right? And I was saying, how was this video obtained? I heard that Hangar 11 went on somebody's, I think it was a Space Tomato, and he was talking about the acquisition of the video that Avenger One had shown. I think it was from 11's Hangar. That's the gentleman's name, smooth guy with the shades. I get you, dude. Except I'm going blind. I hope you're not. But like, really, when it comes down to things, he's an entertainer. Like, people get really upset at Avenger One, and let me tell you what. Like, Avenger One is making the content, and of course he's making his narrative because that's the way he creates his content. I think people need to take a step back and understand that when Avenger One's posting content, Avenger One wants to tell a story. He wants to entertain. He wants to make a narrative. It might not even be the real narrative, right? He might want to prop it up and believe it 110%. The point is, at the end of the day, it's him wanting to put something out and be a content creator and put a narrative because that's his flair, that's his style. And some people can't differentiate that. Some people can't look at Avenger One that way, right? Some people are taking him at face value, right? And that's all I have to say about that. Right? I actually like Avenger One's style. I'm a fan of dudes who try to like entertain and spice things up and get people like a little bit, that the bees are buzzing type thing. I like the theme. I don't know. We're going to watch some Asmongold a little bit later today, and Asmongold was talking with Athene. It was the Asmongold AI, and Athene, who's super old now, looks like a biblical character, was asking Asmongold AI some questions, was absolutely hilarious, was one of the funniest videos we watched last week. Please be here every Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get into this. We're having a good time here, aren't we, guys? Aren't we having a good time? Tell them that we are. Please, we're dying. No.
Record, report, and let CIG do their job. Don't run around accusing people on YouTube or chat of being cheaters. That's not your job. That's not saving the game. It's poisoning the community. And carried too far, it's slander. So let's run down the list.
So could Avenger One, so here's the question then, that's interesting. Could Avenger One's style, even though he is an entertainer, actually be interfering with the game itself and the people that gravitate to the game? Wait a second, did I strike upon something here? There is that. So people that get upset at him could be coming from that angle, right? So I think what gets people mad is that people understand the dynamic that I was just talking about, because people are not stupid. But the thing is maybe they're upset the most because Avenger One won't acknowledge them.
I'm in a fountain.
And listen, Avenger One's completely narcissistic, and I love it because I'm also narcissistic. And narcissists, we got to stick together. All right, Ray, sorry about that, Dad. We're getting to the next video. I don't know what I'm going to say ever. Hi, welcome to DG360. We're having a great morning here. It's been a crazy day.